The Boer Wars. Imagine a silent invasion sweeping across America's farmland. Not an army of men, not machines of war, but beasts, feral, cunning, and unstoppable. They strike in the night, leaving fields in ruins, fences flattened, and crops shredded into mud. These are the wild boars. Nature's armored tanks. And right now, they are winning. From the rolling hills of Georgia to the endless plains of Texas, a quiet catastrophe is unfolding. For the farmers who rise with the sun, who work the soil with their hands, and who pray each season for harvest, the enemy comes tusked, fast, and merciless. This is not a nuisance. This is a war. The scale of the invasion. Every year, wild boars tear through America's breadbasket, leaving behind a trail of destruction so vast it's almost hard to believe. Corn, soybeans, peanuts, rice, nothing is safe. They don't graze. They obliterate. The numbers are staggering. $1.6 billion in damages across just 13 states. Texas shoulders the heaviest burden, $871 million lost each year. Georgia bleeds $162 million. Oklahoma, $116 million. And for the average farmer? That's $2,415 gone each year, money that could have bought seed, repaired a tractor, or fed a family. For some, it's the difference between survival and bankruptcy. The war is not fought in headlines, it's fought in pastures, under the moonlight, with every broken fence and shredded field. The human toll. In East Texas, a farmer named Daniel stands over his field, his boots sinking into the churned mud where rows of corn once stood. Overnight, an entire season's work is gone. These pigs don't just eat, he says, voice breaking. They destroy. They root, they dig, they turn everything into wasteland. You feel helpless. Helpless. That's the word that echoes across America's farmland. The enemy breeds. What makes wild boars so devastating is not just their strength or appetite, it's their biology. A single sow can birth up to 12 piglets at a time, and she can do it twice a year. Populations surge by 9% annually, an unstoppable tide of tusks and hunger. Every failed trap, every missed shot, only makes them smarter. They adapt. They learn. They evade. Each year, hunters kill more than 500,000 hogs in Texas alone, yet their numbers keep climbing. It's a paradox. The harder you fight, the more they spread. Titan, the monster of Hill County. And then, there are legends. In Hill County, Texas, farmers whisper the name Titan. An 800-pound hog, its tusks curved like blades, its body built like a tank. Titan wasn't just a hog, he was a force of nature. Night after night, he struck with precision. Lawns shredded, fences ripped apart, fields ruined. One pickup truck swerved to avoid him and flipped, sending its passengers to the hospital. Titan became a ghost, a shadow slipping through the rifle sights of hunters. Smarter than us, one rancher muttered. That hog knew when you were coming. Titan wasn't just an animal. He was a symbol of the war, massive, cunning, and seemingly unstoppable. America's response. So how do you fight back? In Texas, the answer is rifles and grit. Hunting is allowed year-round, and when the summer sun beats down, hunters take to the fields. Shotguns in hand, patience tested, eyes scanning the underbrush. But the danger is real. A charging hog can kill. Hunters have seconds to react. A wrong move, and it's all over. Others build walls. Steel fencing, 48 inches high, buried deep, reinforced with electric wires. Cheap enough for the small farmer, tough enough to withstand even a hog's brute force, or a pickup at 15 miles per hour. These are not fences. They are fortresses. And yet, even behind steel and wire, farmers know, the enemy is waiting. Canada's counterattack. But while Texas fights with rifles and walls, Canada is rewriting the rulebook. North of the border, farmers are arming themselves with technology, turning the war into a battle of brains. Corral traps lure entire sounders, hog families, before slamming shut with a click from a smartphone. Box traps, fitted with motion sensors and wireless alerts, catch the stragglers. Night vision drones stalk the wilderness, scanning heat signatures like something out of a spy thriller. Judas pigs, fitted with GPS collars, lead hunters straight to their herds, betraying their own in a grim twist of biological warfare. In Canada, the fight is not just about survival, it's about innovation. The battle of wits. But make no mistake, this enemy learns. A boar that escapes a trap never falls for the same trick twice. A herd that hears gunfire scatters, breaking into smaller groups that spread farther and faster. And Canada's vast wilderness, 386,000 square miles of farmland and forest, gives them endless places to hide. It is not just a battle of force. It is a battle of wits. A chess game between man and beast, where every move counts. The cliffhanger. And so, the question lingers, can America and Canada outsmart this invader? Can technology, fences, and firepower stem the tide of tusks sweeping across the land? Or will the wild boars, resilient, adaptable, and relentless, claim victory, one ruined field at a time? This is not the end. This is only the beginning. Because beyond America and Canada, the war against invasive beasts is being fought on every continent. From the beaches of Spain to the jungles of Indonesia, from the savannas of Africa to the mountains of Asia, the enemy comes in many forms. Boars, lions, hyenas, elephants, dragons. And in part 2, we'll step onto those global frontlines, where humanity battles the wildest rebels of nature. Stay with us. Because this war is far from over. The global frontlines. The war against nature did not end in America's farmland. It only began there. Across the oceans, on beaches, in jungles, deserts, and mountains, mankind is locked in the same eternal struggle, survival against beasts that refuse to yield. Spain, the beaches of battle. On the golden beaches of Spain, tourists once came for sun, sand, and surf. Now? They come face to face with tusks. Wild boars have invaded the Mediterranean coast, charging onto beaches in broad daylight, scattering sunbathers and children. Police respond with rifles. News cameras catch the chaos. But for the locals, it's no spectacle. It's terror. In Barcelona, residents wake to find herds digging through trash, rooting in gardens, snapping car bumpers clean off. These boars are not afraid. They march through traffic, bold as kings. For Spain, the war is no longer in the countryside, it has reached the heart of its cities. Italy, a nation under siege. In Italy, the problem cuts deeper. Wild boars raid vineyards and olive groves, trampling centuries of tradition. Roman suburbs echo at night with grunts and squeals. Even the Pope's city is not spared. Boars have been spotted trotting through the streets of Rome. Farmers protest in fury, blocking highways with tractors, demanding government action. But what can Rome offer? Fences? Traps? None of it is enough. The boars here are more than invaders. They are symbols of a system unable to control the chaos of nature. Africa, teeth in the night. If Europe is a battlefield, Africa is a war zone. Here, the enemies are not only pigs but predators. In Kenya, Maasai herders defend their cattle from lions that stalk in the moonlight. The lions strike fast, killing not one cow but many, leaving carcasses scattered. For the herder, it is more than loss of food, it is the loss of wealth, dowries, and family survival. And where lions prowl, hyenas follow. Packs of bone-crunching scavengers, their laughter piercing the night. A single hyena can drag down a goat. A pack can dismantle a cow in minutes. One farmer recalls waking to the sound of chaos, his goats screaming, his children crying, hyenas tearing through the wooden fence. By dawn, only bones remained. But the battles are not only against predators. The elephant wars. Across Africa and Asia, the most majestic of creatures, elephants, become enemies of the farm. In Botswana, herds of elephants move under the moon, hundreds strong. To them, a farmer's field is not livelihood, it is food, irresistible and easy. A single elephant can flatten acres in one night. Entire seasons destroyed in hours. In villages, farmers stay awake with drums, fire, and fireworks, desperate to drive them back. Some string chili peppers on fences, because elephants hate the burn. But what can chili do against a 3-ton giant? In India, elephants raid rice paddies, sometimes trampling homes and lives. Every year, hundreds of humans die in these encounters, and yet the animals remain sacred. To kill one is unthinkable. So the cycle continues: hunger, raid, destruction, mourning. Asia's savage shadows. The jungles of Indonesia hide another terror, the Komodo dragon. Silent, reptilian, armored in scales, its tongue flicking in the dusk. It does not kill with strength alone but with venom, a toxin that rots flesh from within. Villagers whisper of goats dragged away, of hunters who never returned. And in India's villages, it is not dragons but monkeys, whole armies of them. They raid homes, snatch fruit, steal grain. Some even learn to open cupboards, to pry lids from jars. To laugh as they run. For the poor farmer, each raid means hunger. For the monkeys, it is a game. Across Asia, the battle is not against one beast but many, each clever, each merciless. The Americas, coyotes and lions. Even beyond the pig wars, the Americas fight endless invasions. Coyotes stalk the edges of suburbs, their howls piercing the night. They adapt to cities, feeding on pets, trash, even slipping through backyards. In Colorado, a mother recalls watching her child play in the garden, until she spotted the shadow. A coyote, crouched and waiting. She screamed. The beast fled. But the memory never left. Mountain lions, too, creep where they once never dared. Silent, powerful, vanishing like smoke. Farmers lose sheep, goats, even guard dogs to their claws. In California, hikers vanish into the hills, and sometimes only a shoe is found. The ocean's invasion. But the battle is not only on land. The waters themselves betray us. In America's rivers, Asian carp swarm in numbers so vast they turn waterways into boiling silver. Boats stall, fishermen despair. These fish outcompete every native species, stripping ecosystems bare. And in the oceans, lionfish, armed with venomous spines, spread like wildfire across the Caribbean, devouring reef fish, leaving coral ecosystems hollow. They are beautiful. They are deadly. And they are unstoppable. The smallest invaders. Not all enemies are giants. Sometimes the deadliest armies march on 6 legs. Locusts. Billions strong. A living storm that darkens skies from Ethiopia to Pakistan. In hours, they strip fields bare, leaving famine in their wake. Armyworms, beetles, weevils, the tiny saboteurs of agriculture, cost nations billions each year. They do not roar. They do not charge. They simply eat, and multiply, and eat again. In the end, size does not matter. Only hunger does. The eternal struggle. From Texas to Tuscany, from Botswana to Bengal, the story is the same. Humanity plants, builds, strives, and nature pushes back. We call it invasion. We call it war. But perhaps it is balance. Perhaps it is the reminder that the earth was never ours alone. Farmers will keep building fences. Hunters will keep setting traps. Drones will fly, bullets will fire, chili peppers will burn. And still, the wild will return. Because nature does not surrender. Nature waits. Nature adapts. And maybe, that is the lesson. That survival is not victory, but endurance. That to live on this earth is to fight, not once, not for a season, but forever. The closing words. The boars of Texas. The elephants of India. The lions of Africa. The carp in the rivers. The locusts in the skies. Different faces. One war. And in this war, there are no generals. No treaties. No surrender. There is only man and beast, locked in an ancient battle older than memory. This is not just the story of animals. It is the story of us all. The question is not who will win. The question is, who will endure?